Except.
Right. So I will call the meeting to order at 5:30. Shoot. Welcome, everyone. I have some very big shoes to fill, and just with me as I get used to meeting in this way. So we start with the welcome and introductions. We don't have any more news tonight. I was hoping that Kristen was going to join us, but I did not hear from her as we were discussing. So I think if no one has anything else to add for welcome and introduction, so we can move on to public comment. Public comments. Next on the agenda is to approve the public meeting minutes of our last meeting, February 17th, 2026.
I just saw a couple of minor things.
Okay.
Oh,
Spelling.
I'm sorry, there's a correction. At the end, you listed the next meeting.
Oh, did I do the old, did I do February
Yeah,
instead of
you did
March?
February.
You stole part of my thunder.
Yeah, Karen let me know that a day or so ago, I just haven't had a chance to get back in and do it. So I'll just gotta update that. I can get that back to you guys.
Yeah,
And also there's a spelling on whole business 125 fencing and we'll follow up, not following up. I think.
You want it to be what?
Follow up instead of following up.
Follow up, okay.
So. When we'll get that.
So I think we can still approve the meeting minutes even with those edits, right?
Yeah, we can prove it with corrections.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So is there a
I
motion?
make a motion to approve the minutes with the corrections noted.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, next up, we'll accept donations in the amount of $3,495.16. Lydia, did you want to offer any comment, just because it is a bigger number, so I'm just discussing that.
Yes. So $27,070.31 came from a reimbursement for the EDDM mailer from the trustee board for $2,390.92. And then we had a $200 reimbursement from the Friends for the MFA pass. And then we got a $148.39 donation from the trustees of the trust for a book donation, books to buy books with, and then a $31 cash donation in the donation jar. $589.85, $564.85 came from the Just Desserts fundraiser that we collaborated with the Friends. So what we did this year is that the staff did a lot more on this fundraiser, so they agreed to share half the funds with us. So half went to the Friends and half came to us. And then there was $25 in the donation jar on that 217 deposit. And then 135 was deposited on February 25th. 125 of that came from the Friends for reimbursement for the Bedrock Garden Pass. And then $10 for the donation jar. And that equals $3,495.16.
So the trustees of the trust, was it a certain types of books or they just gave that donation just to purchase books?
Just to purchase books, no specified.
Was that from the interest from that trust that they gave that? What's the name? Well, maybe it's supposed to get the interest once a year or something like that.
Yes, I believe that, so I gave the check that from the trustees of the trust fund, so that was 150-ish maybe.
148.39.
Okay.
So that's the interest on the account.
That is, yeah, the interest beyond, exactly, it's, we can't touch the principal, so it's $1,000 principal, and every year, we're going to automatically get a check. That's interest wise, so. Going budget is something that happens pretty December. All right, so I think I just need a motion to accept the donation.
Make a motion to accept the donations of $3,495.16.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right, treasury report. So in February, we made 8 cents interest in our checking account and $152.36 interest on our 3 CDs. We have a CD maturing on March 26th in the amount of $10,675.52. What I would like to propose is that we take those funds and move them all into our checking account, which currently has a balance of around $400. We need to disperse a check to the town hall in the amount of $4,225 to cover the staff bonuses that we had already voted on. And that includes the FICA contribution so that they're getting the full amount of their bonus. I'd like to disperse that check and then keep the remaining $6,853 in the checking account so that we have more liquid funds available in fiscal dollars.
Any question what the second CD is there, that interest of 66.38 is that something that has to stay there and roll that over to something else? Is it already in there?
6630.
It says for a savings bank 6 month deposit that matured the 24th of September of last year.
It's probably just still floating there because it's a 6-month report. So that will disappear once it just has to stay on. So those funds were already rolled over into the next one, but the way that the reporting shows it, it's going to just land on the report until 6 months has passed, if that makes sense. Any other feedback or questions about the CD?
So then we just have 2 CDs left in.
So we will, after the 26th, we would have 2 CDs. And I think that, maybe in the fall we can reevaluate. It just makes me really nervous to only have $400 in one good file. So everything that's going on and, just we've had some higher than expected electric bills. I just want to make sure that we have money available. So.
And interest is getting lower, I do like sense.
Okay. Okay, so that's, we probably should vote on that, I think. So do I have a motion?
When that CD matures, we roll over into our checking account. Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
I
Okay. And then just a quick audit update. Lydia and I have been working diligently on the audit. And thankfully this year we were able to submit everything, upload everything electronically. And we got everything to the auditors way in advance of the due date. So we've had a couple of questions back and forth, nothing crazy, nothing more than we talked on Friday or.
No, just, there's a receipt from New Hampshire Criminal Records. They don't give receipts. So there's been a little, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but we sent them a check for $48.25 because that's what the prices were at the time. So what happens is you go to their website, you download the form, you fill it out, you send a check, and then they send the report back, but they don't send the receipt.
Just use the form that you filled out.
So-
4825 is a receipt.
Amy told me going forward, now this particular transaction actually happened before I came on board, is take a picture of the form that we're filling out. It's not the report, it's just the application. Take a picture of the application, take a picture of the check that we're sending. And then, the bank statement obviously has the cancel check on it. But what happened was they cashed the check for $48.25, but the price had changed to $47 by the time they got it. So they put it into their system as $47.
Mhm.
So their receipt doesn't match our check. And so the woman there that we were talking to is working with her boss to try to figure out. I'm like, well, we sent them a picture of the canceled check.
They should just put it there for 48.25.
Yeah, so it's an accounting issue on their end. But going forward, I know how, and we did a couple after that, so I must have done the procedure with it one, because that was the only one that.
So since they have $1.25 of ours, the next time we can do it for 45.
Well, she was insisting that we would have received a $1.25 refund, and I said we did not. And I said the bank statements show that we did not.
Did the application form mention the price?
Yes,
48.
$48.25.
Then you made the check for 48.
That's
So
right.
you shouldn't have deposited and throw it. The easiest thing to do.
So they are trying to remedy the situation on the New Hampshire criminal records end of it. So just going forward, we know that we have to be a little bit more vigilant with them. And actually, I think next time I do one, which we'll have to do another one, hire in person, is to get on the phone immediately with them and tell them I want a receipt. Or you just make a note in the application that please send a receipt with them. So that's the only thing that, and of all the transactions that we do here, for us to only have, they had 5 questions for us. I was able to find everything except for that one thing. So hopefully it's.
Great job.
It's a red flag, but it's only, it's one.
And we
And
just asked them to approve that we just send $1.25 in less next time. Get approval from somebody and an email from somebody, just.
I'm going to follow up tomorrow with the woman that we were talking to, her boss was out of the office. And see. I want to talk to her boss directly. And I did tell the woman that I was talking with, I said, oh, this is an audit nightmare. For $1.25.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a small amount, like it just has to be when it's this,
But it went much more smoothly because we switched over to QuickBooks. And so Wendy and I did a forensic audit ourselves before we sent everything. I mean, we went through every receipt, every transaction, every bank statement, before we loaded everything. So everything matched and they're like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we are with the audit.
I think that's it for the treasurer's report section. So moving on. We do not have our select board liaison here. I will go online. I will watch the meeting online from Monday and see if I can find out if it's still going to be Dannon or if someone else was assigned to us at the Monday meeting. All right. Director's report, Lydia.
Okay, so, our budget passed, so we were, good to go to start trying to hire someone to replace Isabella. The job has been posted today on, New Hampshire Library Job Line. We will have it up on our website by Friday. And basically stating that it will stay open until it's filled. And then facilities update. We had several leakage, 3 leaks in 3 different places. Peter and from Bowen came back with the roofer. When the weather gets warm, the shingles will be more pliable, so they're gonna remove the shingles in all the beds, not just the 3 that leaked. To make sure that there's enough ice and water shield under there and make sure that the flashing is satisfactory. So the solar people were here today, taking all the panels off from the roof to replace all the connectors. So they started over by the front desk, just on that, right over where the tech room is. So they removed all of those and they're gonna move over to this side tomorrow.
Why did they have to replace the clips?
They were.
They were the incorrect clips, right?
Excuse me,
They were the incorrect clips, right?
they were somehow defective.
Yeah.
So the solar on the roof has not been giving the amount of energy that
Wow, so she was connected with that.
I think because he came in and talked to us about that when it was like, just looking at it, you can't hardly tell like the difference between the two,
Right.
but
Remember that now.
they ended up installing a bunch of the wrong ones.
Yeah,
And they couldn't decipher which ones were good and which ones were bad.
so they.
So Jack said, you know,
It's everything.
And Jack made a donation.
and yes, and Jack made a donation to the foundation, because he felt bad of our pilot bill.
You know, shouldn't the company that put it in be responsible for that since they put the wrong ones in?
Well, I'm sure he's dealing with them and getting what he paid them to do out of it, but he made a $2,000 donation to the Barrington Library Foundation. And he's here all the time, watching to make sure this is functioning the way that it should and that we're getting the benefit that we should. get.
We're so lucky.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Watching that because it's certainly not like that with all solar companies.
So, and the, posting on the monitor of,
Oh, yeah,
that's really.
so you can see
Yeah.
what's producing that day.
I just looked at it. When I first came to the library and I had to wait like 5 minutes for all the other, we got so many activities going on, I had to wait forever.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So the lights, the drivers for those strip lights have failed like 4 times. So they replaced the drivers in those. And then last fall, Peter installed a driver, and I think like there's 3 or 4 sets of lights on it. That was not the manufacturer's brand. And that one works. So Bowen has gone to the lighting company and said, no, we want this particular kind that has not failed. So they're coming, they should be here tomorrow. Fingers crossed to replace the drivers and those lights out front in the lobby. They actually put a rush order on it because they said it's right in front of this library. It's not like it's a corner or something. So hopefully they'll be here tomorrow, or we'll have news tomorrow maybe about when they'll be coming on. And other than that, oh my gosh.
Still have the one source outstanding invoice. So I did email Connor on Friday evening to suggest doing a meeting and talking about the bill, and I have not heard back yet. I will follow up.
Okay.
But if you do have you said you have a department head meeting. I'm just mentioning that it's an email about it. So that you need, hey, did you get that email from Melanie?
Okay, will do.
Okay. Thank you.
So I just want to go through and read all this, but did anybody have any questions about my report?
I attended Captain Bell's company. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Oh my gosh, I was so mad at myself that I didn't have such a comment about this. Oh my gosh, it's been great.
Yes, we had a lot of
Yeah,
positive comments on that.
yeah, very well attended. Yeah, and so informative.
What was it?
Well, with that Revolutionary War reenactors.
Yeah, and specifically about, Hampshire's role in Revolutionary War. And just the way that they were, talking about, and they go all over. In fact, I told my husband, I go to retirement, you should look into it, so it's great, so.
Yes.
There's something coming up the 31st too. like-
Yeah,
Yeah, so that is, something that we're collaborating with the Historical Society. It's a new Hampshire Humanities program. And it's a program on the rebels and redcoats in New Hampshire. And we anticipate that that will be just as popular. So, I mean, it's not gonna be as interactive as this, Captain Bell's company was, but I think it's gonna be very interesting.
yeah, they shot muskets outside. It's quite exciting.
I'll do this, I bolded this part is because, we've been made, every department has been mandated to do active shooter training.
Yeah.
So we have been scheduled to do ours on April 20th, and it's an all-day thing, so we're going to close the library on April 20th. So Susan said that you wouldn't need to necessarily vote on that, just to let you all know that that's important. Okay,
And it'll be posted everywhere too, right?
yes.
Mhm. Yeah. And
I'd
a
like to see
question,
that.
where you're talking, you were referring to facility a little bit ago about irrigation system.
Yeah, so I have to get someone to turn that back on.
Do you know when that,
I was gonna ask you to give me a date of when
Okay.
you want that on.
and I was wondering too, if there's someone to talk to about it, because I was, you know, how they were like watering the front twice a day, and like, I don't think anything's gonna need that much water.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's,
So I'll need to ask Peter,
okay,
to give me the name of the guy. Did not get it.
okay. So not, I would say not for a bed. The way you need the water. I was wondering about it.
I was thinking about it the other day,
Yes.
um, when the snow started melting up there in the front.
Because the garden in the front is now gonna be an established bed, so it won't need as much water,
Okay,
but. Yeah, so I guess if there's a way to, I mean, and I can do that, like if you could. Talk to the person, yeah, and I mean, we can talk about a date, but I just like to talk about the gardens and. How much water they have, like how often it has to go off. If that's okay.
that's perfect. I think that's all I have.
So we said, is there a motion to approve the director's report?
Motion. Approve that.
All in favor?
Um,
Moving on to old business. Officers for the coming year. And I put this on there with a vote. But I'm not sure that because we're missing people, I don't know if this is, if we should continue with having this conversation tonight, because I think most of us were here last time we discussed that we need a secretary. I'm planning on passing on treasurer to you slowly but surely, not to overwhelm you. But it's the last meeting, Lydia did an incredible job of trying to sell the role of secretary, and then Lydia has made this incredible template to make it really easy for someone to kind of just go through and jot notes down by section. So I don't know, does it make sense for me to maybe send an email out to the group, include this as an offering and see if there's any response or?
Well, there's 6 of us here out of 7, right, trustees?
And we have,
There's 2 alternates, yeah.
so we actually only have one alternate. We're down to one alt. So, you know, again, other things that we could do if no one is willing to take the secretary position. I talked to Susan about this because I did meet with her on Friday just to kind of pass the torch, if you will. And, you know, she suggested that we could potentially have it be a shared role where, you know, we have some, it kind of gets passed along and it's not assigned to one person. That's an option. We also could bring in like a dedicated note taker. But that would probably require, you know.
The conservation committee that Doug is on, they have, a paid secretary.
They do.
Yeah, yeah, one of the Lindsays, has been doing it for a long time. I don't know how much she gets paid.
So again, I don't know if we can really make decisions. The information that we have.
Can we vote on who are you, like? Because I mean, you kind of taken on the role. So,
I agree, and I think that, you know, voting those
we
positions.
can always vote, section. That did happen to me, I'm not kidding, it did.
I'm hoping that, event that, she might, especially with this template, say, I'll give it a try at least.
Did I read something that somebody's, I think there was an email that she says she can't make the meeting, that she's gonna consider.
Yeah, she did. I think she said at the last meeting, she said she would consider it.
She did mean that this form, it just.
Yeah, so I feel like I probably should just reach out
Yeah.
directly to each one of them and kind of get a better sense of, if they think that this is gone.
You can also mention that it's a lot easier now that the library project is over.
That's for sure.
You'll be fine, but plus many things, plus the template makes it easier to.
Right.
That's meeting's going 2+ hours.
And
Last time was like 30 minutes.
No, it was.
I did miss the shortest trustee meeting ever.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but I didn't faster.
That's great. We didn't have that much to talk
Melanie,
about.
I did actually bring these up. So this is the updated, mission statement and vision statement.
Right.
Yeah.
So we went over this in, a recent staff meeting, and everyone acknowledged that mission statement and vision statement are supposed to be very short and concise, but it needs to capture what you're doing. It needs to be up to date. This hasn't been updated since 2014. Yeah. So moving into the new building, we tried to encompass, technology and more of a community connection to be more safe. So they agreed that this was in line with what we're doing and what we see.
It sounds good.
This you will need to vote on.
Yes.
And also, I've done this a while ago, but this is Joe, the digital services and the interlibrary loan positions have been combined from 2 part-times to 1 full-time position. So the duties of those 2 jobs have been
It's all these.
combined, consolidated into 1 job description.
That's an incredible amount of responsibility.
It is,
And I know she does all of that because I see her in all her different roles, but, wow,
but
it was impressive.
we all take a little bit of,
Right, right.
we're a team here. So if someone's out and someone needs, it's something that has to be done, we're all cross-training I'm cross-training staff to make sure that we're able to do stuff like update the website, update the ticker if we are closed and she was out or whatever. So we all have kind of dual roles.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the military. And that's what everybody's cross trying to do, 2, 3 other jobs. And it drove me crazy when I get out and call federal government, state government, or whatever, and say, can I get this done? That's Susan's job. Can I talk to Susan? No, she's off today. Can I talk to anybody else? No.
Can't be done until the person gets back.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's great. Thanks for that explanation. Yeah.
You're doing it.
We're cross-training on library loans and technology and digital media stuff so that we can do some of it.
Is that Amy or is that Joe?
This is Joe.
Joe.
And the only thing I thought about when I was looking and reading that through was if there was a different name for, because it's a long name. I don't know.
This is what the town.
Yeah,
chose
okay,
for
all right.
name.
All right, okay.
Yeah, and some of the others are not. But we have to keep them there because
Yeah.
in the wage study. that's what
Okay,
it's on.
okay, no, that's a great, I was wondering, because I said it's very, it's kind of long. Yeah.
It's very long. But basically, she's a library assistant with these folks.
Mhm.
I believe that we'll need to vote on approving the mission statement and vision statement.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have,
I make a motion to accept the vision statement and mission and vision statements.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Fine. we need to set the new
I think,
job.
I think we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we combine.
Alright, so do I have a motion to accept the new job description for the digital services and add? Description?
I'll make a motion to do that.
Also,
All in favor?
I
Right. Okay. So getting back to the officers, I guess we could vote on what we do now. So that would be that I will be taking over the fair role from Susan Gaudiello. Lydia Cup will continue as vice chair. The treasurer role will be handed over to Ezra, and the secretary is Lydia this time.
make a motion to approve those three offices.
I'll second. Oh, Richard second.
Third.
in third.
I'm sorry.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
Fencing along Route 125.
I was gonna bring that up. Now
Yes.
that the snow's gone, where do you want it to start, and where do you want it to end?
So can we walk out there right now? I mean, not right this minute, but is the snow gone enough so that we can walk that line?
I think so, maybe, yeah, maybe it's later tomorrow. Or,
Uh. Let's. Do you work, during the mornings? No.
it depends on my schedule, but not tomorrow.
Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you an email.
Yes.
Oh, you and Richard, and see if we can, schedule a time to walk out there. It should only need to go from the end of this wing right here,
Right there, this wing?
no, that wing.
Right here, okay.
I don't think it necessarily has to go from the end of the, could do in the middle between the windows. And that would give you a straight line here. And exclude the woods, the wooded area.
We'll walk it.
We'll walk it, yeah.
Because there's actually a little nice piece of lawn right there
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Wendy, well, that's kind of close. We'll go look at it.
because you have to think too about the town comes and mows. They don't want
Have to go around stuff.
to,
And it's really tough to get
Mhm.
behind the building from the front on that end.
Walk is in order.
Okay,
Walk is.
It has to be at least 55 for those.
So you guys will
Do that,
chat about that and then we'll keep it on the agenda for next meeting to discuss. I have on here from last time, annual review of the non-public minutes.
I will speak to that.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, Susan Frankel and I went to the, trustee conference workshop on non-public minutes to make sure that we knew what we were doing and what needed to be done. And, actually, he said that we were, we were in a much better situation than most libraries, which made us feel good. But then Susan and I went through them and they were like more than 15 years worth of non-public minutes that had not been dealt with at all. So, we got a flash drive, we did a spreadsheet and I have a flash drive to put it all on. And we went through every single one and we placed them. We, because they get filed separately, we placed them with the minutes where they were voted on. And, so that was done. And with all of the back ones that should have been voted on to take them out non-public, we had set January for the date to do all of that. And Ezra and I met, and it seemed because he was switching jobs that we should wait till we had a secretary to do it with me. So I would do it with them. But, yeah, so there's not many current ones, recent ones that, there's a problem with, and all the ones we just need to officially vote on them, get them off the table. So,
So it sounds like, it wouldn't be a whole lot of time to do it, to get done.
no, we spent a lot of time doing it before, but from this time on, no, it shouldn't be,
Okay,
but.
okay.
But
What
it,
is the purpose of that exercise?
Of the non-public minutes, deciding what to do with them, I believe
They-
it's for,
I'm just trying what,
because they should only be in, non-public for a short, they should only be sealed, I'm sorry, for a short period of time.
sure.
And so what we need to do is officially unseal all of them.
Even for
And those are
personal,
the ones I was talking about. It's like really at least 15 years worth of them that never got unsealed.
Wow.
So, that's what we will do that. And then this time going forward, it'll be a lot easier to do.
Now, the batch that we did in December,
Yeah,
now that had an expiration date voted on right then and there.
right. So that needs to go on the spreadsheet and when that time comes up,
It's up, I believe.
yeah, then it needs to be,
Okay, so I sealed them. Do I need to hand that sealed envelope over to you?
no,
Oh,
they stay in that file.
and you just vote to unseal them?
Yeah,
But if you vote to seal them and with an expiration date that they will become unsealed, do you still have to vote to unseal them? I think that had an expiration date on it.
yeah.
Or something.
Yeah,
No, we have the spreadsheet and the spreadsheet says when they were supposed to be unsealed.
okay.
And so
I got it.
that should
And just as
suffice.
long as we're updating that spreadsheet.
Yeah,
then we're in good shape.
right.
even
Right, so-
those that deal with personal issues. Limited,
You know what? There's almost nothing on them. And
I think that's why we wrote it, it didn't really go into too much detail about.
No,
So
and we're
an
not
employee has
supposed
talked
to.
about the doing this, but we didn't get into specific about naming anything.
right. And he said that that's how they should be, that they shouldn't be very specific. And, because the main conversation happens during the meeting, the non-public session. So it's a technicality just to make sure that but the important thing will be going forward that in a timely fashion, we go through them, add them to the spreadsheet, and then stick them in with the minutes they go with. And they would go in with the minutes of the meeting where the non-public session happened. In other
So
words,
that's like the envelope that I have in my office, I think is expired.
right.
The date has expired.
Mhm.
So I find the meeting date those went through after you update your spreadsheet and put them with the meeting.
Well, the committee that works on it, we will do that.
Okay,
So I will go into your office and say, can we have the folder with all the minutes and all the non-public? And then we will go through them, put them on the spreadsheet and then stick them in the proper, then.
so, just so that I understand, it sounds to me like we need, to create another subcommittee?
I'm willing to continue to go back because I've worked on this so long that
Okay,
I just want somebody else with me.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And we thought it should be the secretary because that's probably how I end up doing.
mhm.
So that's what we would do to finish it. So
I'm happy to help.
if we don't get another secretary soon.
Exactly.
Yes, just to do it.
Exactly, just so that we are on top of the process and not following.
And when we go to the trustee conference, I will talk to the gentleman again, the expert with, some of the technicalities, which are, can we just vote on all of it at once?
oh, yeah.
That's, to me, that's the important question. And do we need to tell you exactly which ones or can we just say the spreadsheet has been updated and yeah. But that conference is coming up in May, so.
Okay.
If you want to deal with it sooner, I can email him and talk with him.
I feel like it would probably be fine if we waited until next.
Okay.
So why don't you plan on that? Oh. And you'll have checked in with your expert and we'll hopefully get the
Right.
thumbs up that they're still doing a great job. All right, moving on to new business. So we do have 2 open alternate spots, and that would be great if we were able to fill them. I will certainly let you guys know if I do end up hearing back from Kristen Haswell, with any other, feedback or questions. But certainly, trying to get those spots filled would be incredible. So if you do have anyone in mind or anyone that you think might be a good fit, and, be happy to make phone calls, send emails, meet in person. Just kind of keep this on the agenda of things that we need to think about.
And sometimes in the library updates or something, sometimes it was written in there, the trustee board is looking for trustee alternates.
Yeah.
And with like a number or email of how to.
That would be great to be able to publish it in some way.
So we can put it on the website.
Okay.
And I'll have Joe include it in the Sunday Facebook post.
Okay. Yep.
Richard, how did you find out about the trustee position, like when you became an alternate?
I think it was my neighbor across the street, Sam Rhonda.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
here for a short time.
Yes.
And he mentioned it to me. I believe.
Okay.
All right, and then the other thing I have on new business is, and this is something that Susan suggested as well, is coming up with our strategic plan for future years, and that sounds really intense and maybe aggressive, but I think that we do need to start thinking about now that we have our building and all, the building was the focus for so long. Now, what do we want to accomplish? So it's something that I'm hoping that everyone will take some time to kind of think about, and maybe next month come back to the table with ideas or suggestions or things you've heard or seen that other libraries are doing, just so that we can continue kind of coming up with the plan and the goals. And with that, I'm going to move on to Lydia's Spreads report. Yeah, yes.
So I did have a question, Lydia, for you. I was wondering, we were talking about at our Books in Bloom meeting that we had recently, and also about the plant sale in June and about insurance. So if we're having Books in Bloom within the library itself, I'm a trustee, there's others that, are friends, there's bloomers. Do we need insurance?
I can ask.
And also about the plant sale, because the plant sale is going to be on the back lawn. So again, if we need any.
Did you need it at the,
I think if it's a library function, you hold it at the library, it should be covered, but. whatever.
That's what we think, but I would like.
but I wonder, did you have to have, a rider at the American Legion? When you did it then? And I don't. think so.
No, but at the rec we did. We used, like years ago, we did it in the rec, under, yeah.
Oh,
and there's-
yeah, in the
Yeah, and they did require us to get one. But that was at the rec, that was the rec.
That's what we're doing it within another.
Yeah, yeah.
But I will ask.
Okay,
Just
well, thank you so much, Lydia, appreciate that.
to be on the safe time.
Yeah, we just were, because it just came up and. But at the Legion, they never asked for that. So. I did want to bring up, for the Friends Report Books in Bloom. And last time we had said that as a trustee group that we would make an arrangement for Books in Bloom. So Books in Bloom, May 6th is when all the arrangements should be here, and then they're going to be displayed around the library for the 7th and 8th. And we already have a number of town departments. The select board is going to do one. And the foundation is doing one. And the highway, no, not the highway department, the
Transfer
station is doing one.
and the rest station, but they do something about sports and things too.
Rec center, we didn't think about them. We did ask the police and fire, but we haven't heard. The fire department did it last. Yeah, so different boards, and we've got a couple of professionals, and then the Friends and the Bloomers will each do 3, and the libraries do 2. So, as a trustee group, as if someone,
Yeah, I'm on board for doing that. I've had that on my list of things. So, but would love some help.
so
Oh, yeah,
so one of the options is to come on the evening of the 6th, when we're putting the arrangements together. Bring flowers, bring a book, and you can do it, do it along with everybody else if you
Okay.
want some inspiration or, so that's
that's a good way to do it.
so, but bringing some of your own flowers to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want, or whoever wants to join, like Richard, like, or anybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I was gonna be out by then. Okay.
Well, we're using a lot of, we have some gift cards to purchase flowers for that night, but for for every organization, they're providing their own flowers, so.
But yeah, I was thinking that I was recalling that's gonna be ready then, but.
Yeah, and so although last time we did have a lot of greens, people cut shrubs and for some of the blossoms, so the word that we did get some flowers at that time.
Are there any commercial establishments that are doing this?
That are gonna provide arrangements?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been asking different professionals, so right now I think we have 3 that have confirmed, and we have some others that we're still in the process of getting some more donations, so. We should have a good selection of of flowers.
Maybe it's Wentworth.
Yeah, so there's a whole committee, yeah, so there's a whole committee, and we've been going all
They
of
have
it.
Local room, it was whatever, once a month down there, that last month. The place is huge. And this place where they do, fresh, fruit, vegetables, crafts. I mean, everything.
Is this at Wentworth?
Yeah. it must
Yeah,
have been 30, 40 vendors there. The whole was
Yeah.
great, and everybody sold out just about.
I didn't know that was going on, and I drove almost this kitchen, but I went to the back.
Yeah.
And go, oh, I was like, oh my God.
The parking lot was full. The street was covered.
Miles.
I think they shut buses to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere down.
Well, it used to be crafts and they had to stop doing it because that was too much. So now it's
It's on the beach.
it's farm related.
Yeah. And crafts through, but
It's sort of wonderful. I'll tell you later when to go.
Okay.
So, to get back to Books and Bloom, so the arrangements will be in the library with the books on the 7th and 8th, and then, but we're gonna, at that time, also have the silent auction sheets out. So that people can start voting, and also you can vote for your favorite amateur and professional. And so that people can be bidding those 2 days also, and then Saturday, the only, is that you have to be able to pick it up by 3:00 before the library closes. Because otherwise it'll be there till Monday, we're not looking that great, and also it's Mother's Day on Sunday. So we're also gonna have, on the 9th, we're gonna have, small vases where children or anyone can make like a little arrangement to, for their loved one for Sundays and like, and we'll have some arrangements that will just not with a book, but just flower arrangements that people can just purchase them. Yeah.
It's great fun.
And it is. And then I just wanted to mention too, that the plant sale is going to be June 6th, 8 to 12. And June 5th, we're gonna start, setting up outside at the tent and right on the back lawn, so. Friday before.
And you said book sale's gonna be going on with that too.
Yes, and that will be set up in here on Saturday.
Because all those books are out front and everything else.
Speaking of the books out front, how is it going with the coupon?
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm glad. I think we should remember that for other times.
So we kept it open until April 30th, but we'll, definitely be counting how many came back.
It seemed like a lot of people were pretty excited about
The thing
it.
about,
No, the book, the free book coupon that went out with the mailer,
oh,
they got a free book if they brought that.
that's right. That's right.
And so they did return a bunch of them.
Nice.
Yes.
And you extended it though till April.
Well, it went right out on the card that it was, the coupon was good till April 30th.
Card. Ready to get it.
Yeah, so you get a free book.
Yeah.
All right, anything else for you, Lydia?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. And foundation report, we just have a member of the foundation here.
Can we do that?
Okay, so we'll skip that. I am guessing that Susan Gabriella and I will be in contact and I get information about the foundation that way. All right, any need for non-public?
Question, Lydia, people can reserve a
Oh,
book
this thing.
online. And you'll have it for them when they come in or they.
If it's available. So what happens is if you're looking for a book and it's on the shelf, you can request it online and it comes to us in a report and we pull them in the morning or throughout the day too, but if it's out to someone, then you're on a waiting list and then we notify you when it comes.
Is there a limit of how many books they can request?
At one time, I think we did 5. How many you want?
I don't want any, I've got enough. Somebody told me that they tried to do that, they were told they couldn't do that. You couldn't pull the books for them, they'd have to come in and pull them themselves. And they went down to Portsmouth, they had a card down there, they said that they were more than willing, she brought it up, so that if you're distance away from my line, and pulling for you about all 7 people. I said, well, you've got a bigger staff, probably to do that.
We
Maybe
do that
you did that. Well, I thought you did, but I just need to verify that. So, okay.
And same with interlibrary loans, if we don't have what the person's looking for, we'll look through other libraries. And then we get 2 deliveries a week. When their book comes that they ask for, we
Well,
notify them that it's here.
if I did, that's.
Oh, I wonder how, well, it's disturbing that someone has that kind of misinformation.
These people don't have a big appreciation, or respect for the library either, so.
Wonder if it was that they like did it in the morning or something and then we're expecting to come in and just get it, or again, it wasn't pulled yet or was. Yeah.
So we pull them for planning.
Right.
And we do monitor
Yeah.
that throughout the day, because we get a little ticker that comes up on our screen that shows us if someone's asking for a book. And we'll go pull it. If someone shows up before we notice it, we'll say, oops, didn't see that
Yeah,
yet.
they
Go
ordered
pull
night
it.
before, they come in first thing in the morning at 10 and expected to be here, it's not gonna be here.
You know,
It is.
the other.
No, maybe, but if they ordered it last night, they come in at 10, you haven't started working yet.
I start at 9 o'clock,
Okay.
Okay.
That's-
just for that reason.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I come in, I see the book drop and check everything in, and then I pull all the reserves.
Okay.
You know, the only other thing is, do you remember I mentioned that I had trouble with the reserve?
Yes,
So I asked Joe, and so she just told me to refresh
the page.
the page. I refreshed everything and now I can, but for a little while, I was thinking I was putting reserves in and it said I did, but then it wasn't registering. Yeah, so that did happen a little bit. So,
It happened to me too.
Yeah.
2 books.
But probably after the big update or something.
yeah, right. And so,
Patreon.
Yeah, what it does is you get a thing that tells you where it's located in the library. So it's sort of like.
And it doesn't tell you
No, and I hit reserve. And then it came up telling me where it was in the library, so I came in and,
In my case, it was that it actually said, like, you reserved it, but then when I looked,
It wasn't
it
on
wasn't
the
on,
account.
yes,
right.
that's what happened.
So I'll ask Joe to, make a post that explains that every once in a while you should refresh your
Mhm.
page. Because there might be an update while you're in there
Mhm.
doing it. Um,
I'll try doing it again
and explain how to do
and
it.
see.
Yeah, because when she explained it, because I told her, and then she said, well, just do this, and I did, and then it worked fine, so. And maybe that was another thing that could have happened, is that they thought they were reserving and they,
Well, just the way it was explained to me,
okay.
they tried to reserve it, they came in. And they were told that they don't, the library doesn't pull the books for them, they're nothing for themselves.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
This sounded to make sense to me, that's why I wanted to
okay,
bring it up, so.
that's, I just was one, I was trying to make it, maybe it was just
Well,
like some little.
Sure,
Yeah.
you all, if
Yeah.
that is on the
No.
daily tab. First thing every
100
morning, and it's monitored throughout the day.
yeah, I'll try it again and see if I can do it.
So, yeah, so we're more than happy to, and we do homebound deliveries, and one tomorrow.
Yeah, no, and I've gotten I've reserved tons of books and they've always been here when I,
100%.
and if I didn't come in right away, I would get a little note saying.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
only hold them for a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
between 3 and 5 days, depending on what the newness of the item. But we notify the person at least twice that they're here
Mhm.
before we resell them or let them go to the next person.
All right, last thing real quick before we adjourn. So Lydia had brought this to my attention. There's the NHLTA 2025 Annual Awards. And specifically, there is an award for Special Library Service Contribution Award. That I believe we'd like to nominate Susan Gadiel for. So I'm just going to quickly read this little paragraph. It's presented to an individual or group other than current staff or board members who have given outstanding service to New Hampshire public libraries. This contribution may have been in such areas as fundraising, volunteering services, organizing programs, spearheading a building expansion, or other areas of substantial contribution. So the submission deadline is July 11th. And it is pretty specific about exactly what is involved. A narrative with no more than 4 pages of text, nomination, unanimous nomination by the Board of Trustees. A couple of other.
Didn't you say the exception of board members?
So it's,
Current moment.
yes, you can't be a current staff or board member to be
Or,
nominated.
are we nominating her for when she was a board member?
But she's not now.
Right.
Yes.
But you can nominate for what she accomplished and did.
And board.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking of that she's done a lot too, but what's his name that always does stuff, builds shelves and does everything here?
John.
John, yeah. He built when the shelf was coming out, he built lots for it, so it didn't stick out. He does all kinds of
John
stuff.
Capasso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Susan definitely, is it?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think that, we'll just need to. come up
one
with-
member, Friends Foundation, she did, oh,
Mhm. On the building committee.
a lot.
Mhm.
Okay. So it sounds like we're all in agreement that this is something that we want to move forward with. I think it's just a matter of making sure that we get the submission done by July 11th.
I saw something for the trustee state meeting that we have every year. It says something about individual checks. You have to do individual checks for each person, but I think before we've done one for whoever's going.
I need to look back on my notes. I forget how we did it last year. And I think you had just started when we,
Last year, kind of nightmare.
yes.
Yeah, I remember that and it's, I was paid for, but didn't get registered.
Right, because they changed it so that you have to register with a credit card.
Yeah,
So it's an individual, it said each person had to, for individually, can have incidents, but.
Still pay by check, but I think we thought it was gonna be easier to pay by credit card. So going in, we were thinking that I'd be able to register everyone all at the same time
Yeah.
with one by amount.
Right.
No, each person had to be done individually, and they send you the information. So I didn't know whether you were actively registered or not, because I didn't get
oh,
the
it's not,
information.
yeah.
So does that mean if you register 8 people and you use credit card 8 times, you have to pay fees every time, all 8 times instead of just once?
I would reach out to them and just confirm what makes the most sense to register a group of, 6 to 8 people.
Yeah, because there were 8 times you're paying fees every single time you run the credit card.
That's right.
Okay, I will find out and I will report. I'll go ahead and do that. All right, and with that, we have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
1 second. All in favor?
I,
Nay, I don't think.
You want to keep that? Can I make a copy? Of course. Okay, you can keep it. Like, are you sure? Because I can make another copy. Yeah, no, just to, that's where I can keep everything.